Hello, friends. It is the 16th of February. It's Sunday. So it's just under 2 weeks since I filmed. And during that time, I have started a lot of things, like maybe five or six. Oh, God. I went to the retreat in Myrtle Beach. I came back with some sort of horrible sickness. I had a fever for several days. So that was fun. I haven't had a fever since I had my first COVID vaccine in 2021. So did not enjoy that. But I will tell you that I loved every single solitary second of Myrtle Beach. Um, I got there late because my flight was delayed because of weather. Michelle and Stacy picked me up at the airport, and it was um there was somebody else in the car. Now it's floating my mind. But anyway, it was so wonderful. We had such a great time. Getting to the hotel, they had to teach me how to work the hotel because it didn't really make sense. And then I got to my room and I could see the ocean. And I immediately went to sleep because I was tired. The weather was much warmer than here, which doesn't say much because, like I said, we had an ice storm the day I left, which luckily just delayed my flight and didn't cancel it. And then um, Friday, we went to the Stitchy Room when it opened at 8:30 and got a table together. I sat with Michelle McGraw and her. Stacy and I were from, everybody was from technically out of town, but it's their, like, kind of LNS. It's a couple hours from them that hosted the retreat. So anyway, all of them were from their local Stitchy group, and then Stacy, and I think Stacy's really part of their local Stitchy group too, because I think she vacations there. So really, I'm sorry about the coughing. I can't help it. But anyway, it was fantastic. They made me feel very welcome. I didn't feel like a third wheel at all. Michelle is both like a dear sister, friend, mom, confidant. It was wonderful. I loved everyone we sat with. We had like a table and a quarter of worth of people. We ate some really good food. I will say the best meal I had was right before I left on Sunday. Stacy, Michelle, and I went to a like dinerish kind of place, and I got crawfish and grits with poached eggs and an excellent biscuit. You can't go down south and not have at least one really good biscuit. So it was the best however many days it was that I have had in so long. I did not want to come home. It was just absolutely fantastic. Everyone was so nice. The shop owners were so nice. The view was beautiful. We had weird weather on Friday, but it was like really misty and foggy, so like you couldn't see anything. But I also love that kind of like earthreal, misty, Irish coastline beach, much more than I like warm beach. So for me, it was fine. I stayed up much later than I normally do at retreats. I don't think I got back to my room before 10 o'clock any night, and I was there right when they opened at 8. I spent a small fortune at the cross stitch shop. I apparently, because I don't have one, just went absolutely hog wild. I brought 4 whips with me. I worked on all of them. I brought one to start. I started it. And then I started 2 more things. One while I was there and one the day I got home. So anyway, I have a lot to show you. I don't think I'll probably show you everything. And it's just going to be, I don't have any finish. Oh, I do have a finish. I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. It's right on top, actually. I probably should have filmed this on like Wednesday or Thursday because you could not see, like, my backpack had dumped when I got home and it was just there was a literal pile on the floor. Um, my suitcase and my backpack that I took on the plane were full within an inch of their life. I don't know how. I could not have fit anything else in if I tried. And then when I got home Sunday, of course it had snowed over the weekend. Luckily my car did not need scraped. I just let it sit and idle while I ice skated my suitcase in, because it was a sheet of ice next to my car and I was trying to get my suitcase in, and I was literally using my suitcase as a cane. It was something. But yeah, it was fantastic. It was the best weekend I've had in, I don't even know how long. I'm telling you, I never felt uncomfortable. I never felt like I didn't get along with the people I was sitting with. I felt welcomed and acknowledged, and not like I was annoying, because I am, and I know I'm a lot. And everyone was just so kind and lovely. I had such a good time. And if any of you are watching, thank you so much for letting me sit at your table. I'm really grateful, and I can't wait to see you again. Okay. I'm sure I will continue talking about the retreat as I show you things. I'm going to try to do my normal order, which is finishes, whips / new starts, and then go a little bit into plans. But we'll see. Again, I'm sorry about the coughing. I do have tea here. To be honest, other than the fever, I really wasn't all that sick. I don't know what I had. I woke up on Wednesday morning and I got out of bed and I was really aware that I had hair. Like I could feel my hair and I was like, oh no, I think I have a fever. And I went and I did. And then Wednesday afternoon, I had a meeting at 4, virtual, thank God. I had like a one-on-one with my boss, and that was okay. And at 4 o'clock, my fever hit like 101. So for me, it's really high. I run between 96 and 97. So for me, that was high. And I took some Tylenol, and I'm in this meeting and I'm trying to talk, and I was like, oh, I don't know if this is it. So I ended up taking Thursday. I worked a couple hours and I took the rest of the day just because I was not in any condition. Okay. That's enough of that. So a day or two before I left, I finished October. Also, so the light is weird because it's very, very cloudy out, but when I open my blinds too much, the light was even odder. So we're just going with this. This is what it looks like. It might be a little darker. Anyway, you don't care. This is that's actually the bright color. This is October by From the Heart Needle Arts. This is my 10th of the monthly Quakers. I used a color conversion, so I used the conversion to DMC for the green. I used Silk Brick by Bestitch Me, which is actually very similar to the actual color I was supposed to use. And then the orange is Pumpkin Pasty from Color and Cotton, and that is it's a virtual, the Frogworts box. It's one of the colors that came in it. Obviously there's mistakes, but don't point them out to me. I know they're there, and I love it. So this one is done. I have November here. Actually, I'll just show you November right now. Let me pull it out. I started November, if not right away, then the next morning. So this is what, I really don't like November. The colors are just so bleh. Some of these in the later part of the year, I don't know if she was running out of ideas for colors or what. So that's November. There we go. I did another thread conversion. So I had the called for English Ivy, so I did pull that out. And then I pulled another Bestitch Me. So this is for the DMC 3863, and it is a Bestitch Me Silk No Color. Don't know what the color is. And then I pulled Chocolate Frog from Color and Cotton. That is not true to color. That is. It looks like chocolate, like milk chocolate. This light is not going to be good today. I wonder if I could move. I really couldn't move. I have too much stuff to move. wonder if I could move this. Everything's fine. We are professional. There we go. That's better. So there's that. Sorry. And here's what I have done, which is not a ton. It's just a couple of mornings worth of work. I have to move my needle as per usual. Would you believe that I got to the hotel? I stayed at a hotel Wednesday night before I left because of the ice storm. And I got to the hotel and figured out I didn't have any size 28 needles, and I had to ask Michelle to pick me up some. Anyway, here's what I have so far. So I've got that bottom motif done. And then the little, well, actually the whole bottom is done. And then there's a little green motif that I just got 3 stitches in. Really, it was because I wanted to get the thread connected to the fabric so I didn't lose it or my needle. So that's my morning project, but I haven't done a ton of morning stitching just because I've kind of just sat on the couch like this. That's okay. All right, my next project that I worked on my trip. Oh, and all of my monthly Quakers are on 18 count oatmeal Aida. The next thing I worked on, and I did work on this on my trip, is my 2000 Prairie Schooler Santa. This is on an 18 count. Oh no. It's on an 18 count. Charles Craft. Fiddler's Cloth. Light oatmeal. Got there. So this is 2000. These are the colors. So it's just the called for DMC. I don't change anything really with Prairie Schoolers. I might omit stuff. I'm going to omit a couple things for this. Actually, I'll show you what I'm going to omit. I am leaving. Michelle told me this is a bookmark, this red thing, but I don't think it looks like a bookmark, so I'm leaving it off. And I'm leaving off this third candy cane just because I forgot to do it and I don't feel like going back. And then I don't have to add that back stitch again. And I'm lazy. So that is that. And here, he's getting close. I always bring a Prairie Schooler to retreats because in the evening when I stitch, they're 18 count. There's not a lot of counting. They're very good to work on. So here he is. So he's moving right along. I think I did the book and a little bit of the beard while I was there. So I have to finish up his face and do the jacket and then finish up the candle and then it'll be done. So that is my evening with Fra stitch. But I haven't because I was sick. She insisted that I kind of sit with her even though I was sick. Just because I was lonely while I was gone, which was so cute. Knock on wood, she has no symptoms, so whatever I picked up, wherever I picked it up, she has not yet. But I watched like the local news and then I came back upstairs. So really I've only gotten maybe a half hour at the most a day. But there's no rush. Okay. Next up is, well, it's Sunday, so I spent about a half hour, 45 minutes this morning working on my church. I told you last time I'm using, this is by Needle and Abode, and she designed it, and I'm doing 3 of these, and I need them all done by June 8th. Last time you saw it, I was at 90% stitching completed, and as of this morning, I think I'm at 98. I have just a little bit more. These are the colors. The fun colors are really for the stained glass, which came out beautifully. So this morning I finished this. No, wait. Yeah, I finished this bell tower here, and then I added in this green here. So there it is. She's looking great. This one's from my Uncle Tim. So all that's left is these little bits of stained glass here, and then this is just black. And then the back stitching begins. So I have a meeting, I have church that I haven't decided if I'm going to yet. And then I have a meeting at noon, and then I'm having lunch with a friend after the meeting. And then my dad's birthday is tomorrow, so he's coming here for dinner at 5:30. So whether or not I get the back stitching done, I don't know. I will at least get it started. I might work on it tomorrow and just finish the first one, because then the first one will be done. Oh, hang on one second. Because then the first one will be done. I think I could get the back stitching done today, because I mean, I think I have maybe 30 stitches left. I should have sat and done the stitches before I sat down here, but I was like, I need to film or I'm never going to do it. And I still have like 10 whips to show you or something, so it's going to be a long one, friends. Saddle up. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. Anyway, so yeah. Next, I will show you what I was working on yesterday. This is a new start. This is for my dad. It's on 14 count Ada. It is Country Magic Stitch. Visit Argonath. I don't know how to say that correctly. I am not to that part of the Fellowship of the Rings. I'm rewatching for the 86th time, and I just didn't get to it yet. But anyway. The light blue on the outside, that's the matte. So anyway, I started this Friday. I am, I think, 10% done, and I have only added, so I'm in the top working on that sky. So these are 4 floss strands, tent stitch. And that's, I don't know, 1,500 or so stitches. Maybe. This has like 4,500 stitches in just this color. It's the most though. Actually, I could tell you. Hang on. I got my tablet here. Just hold, please. All right. So my nativity piece, I have 70 stitches left. And then this is Visit Argonath. I am at 8%, and I've done 1,700 stitches of 22,528. So this, I had initially thought I would sit in the living room and work on this in the evenings, and I might still. But I think for now, until I get a little caught up, this will be my Saturday stitch. Also, how pretty do the lights look behind that Ada fabric? But anyway, that's that. It's for my dad for Father's Day, so I've still got almost 4 months. I have to get it done by June 1st so that I can have it framed before Father's Day. When is Father's Day? It should be like around my brother's birthday, so that gives him like 2.5 weeks. So anyway, I worked on that yesterday. I didn't work terribly quickly on it. Again, still recovering from the blick, so that's okay. All right. I do not need to show you 324 because I think you saw it last time. Next, my focus piece for the year is Winter Rose Manor. I didn't get a lot of days on this because I was away. So obviously Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of last week, I didn't work on this at all. So all things considered, I did pretty well. I did put this away Thursday night. The last time you saw this, I had gotten this fencing was done. I had gotten all the trees done, but the pink was only done, like the pink in here was only done to the end of the fence. So everything after that is new. So first, I'm doing this on Picture This Plus 32 count Bramble with the Vicki Clayton original silk conversion, and I'll tell you a story about that in a second. So first off, here she is. Let me move my tea. Let me not dip her in tea. We do not want tea dyed today. So as I said, I'm doing this for my friend Heather. You can see that I got all of the windows in, and I started filling them in. I Started filling in the door. I got the pink all the way over to this pink all the way over to the other side, added the cardinal and that little plant. And the cardinal is where my story begins. So, you'll see this here is quite green. And I was like, that is quite gray. But I trust Vicky Clayton. I checked it like 3 times, so I did it. And then the cardinal called for that same color. And I was like, something is fishy. Something is not right. And I was correct. So I messaged Vicky Clayton and I was like, hey, ma'am, this color, pennywort that you call for the cardinal in Winter Rose Manor, is that right? And listen to this woman calling me out. She's like, well, she sends me the conversion, and she's like, that's not the conversion. And I text her, I have what she sent me. It's got tea on it, because apparently I spilled tea at one point, but I have what she sent me. I have not lost this. And she was like, oh, well, that's from like well over 3 years ago. That's before I even started trying to copy the hand-dyed flosses. So that's the DMC conversion. Well, I know that I started this in January of 2021. I'm aware. But thank you for reminding me. So, time to finish this bad boy. I'm hoping, so my goal is to finish the house in March, including the roof, and then in April, I'll just have to do the top. So anyway, I just changed the color of the cardinal, the girl cardinal. I don't remember. Whichever cardinal is not the pretty color. I don't care. I don't like birds. I just changed the colors. It looks fine. So yeah. Love it. And then, like I said, this is for my friend Heather, for her and her husband and her kids, their kids. So that I'm putting away until March. Although, actually, I thought it was later in the month than it was. We'll see. I want this stupid thing done. Okay, so that's another whip. We're not looking at that one. Okay, hang on. I need to take a sip. All right. This is one of those bags that I bought that I really like. This needs more time. I only gave this maybe an hour. And then I was too sick to work on it. This is a new start. I bought this at Barefoot Needle Arts. It is called Ducks in the Orchard. I have a picture somewhere because the picture is too small. I started this when I got home. It is on Under the Sea Pomona 40 count. And the designer is Gardener's Needle. And I am using a mix of the called for and the DMC. Hang on. Here it is. Nope. There it is. All right. So this is upside down. I saw this and I absolutely fell in love with it, but I did not like the color of the fabric. But I love the little ducks. Apparently it's an inside joke with the store. Don't know what it is. Don't care. Love it. And apparently the people I sat with all stitched this last year, and I'm just copying it and doing it now. I did a lot of that. So I love this. It's so cute. The X's are Cottage Garden. I don't remember, and I don't have it here. But Michelle, who's much better at colors than I am, helped me pick, and by helped me pick, I mean this is what she picked. Cottage Garden Tropic Sea. And I accidentally broke it because I can't have nice things. So I bought 2, so one of them's not broken, but this one is. So it's this lovely color. And I just have it in a thread bed so I don't lose it. And that's all I've really done is that. So it's not much to see. The colors are beautiful. So like I said, just a mix so eventually it got to a point where I got tired of not being able to find the fancy floss, and I was like, I'm just going to use the DMC. So that's what happened. So I think I have 3 or 4 fancy floss. They had all the classic color works, but then I think by the time it uses a ton of colors. By the time I got to the weeks. So there's the fancy floss, and the DMCs are just very basic, so it's fine. It's the DMC. If that doesn't look like a mallard, I don't know what does. I have it in this bag that's actually themed. I bought this at the store. It's like $10. It's beautiful. I love the purple. And really, I bought it because I like to keep when I buy floss to kit something up, I like to put it together so I don't lose it and or forget what it's for. It's important to be self-aware. Anyway, like I said, I'm doing this on a 40 count Pomona by Under the Sea. It is a linen, so I need good light because I decided to do it in purple. That's the color. It's beautiful. Nope. Oh, there we go. Purple. It's just this beautiful... I wish that my light was better. I'm so sorry. It's just... When you live in Nipa, the lighting is just... It's hard. Hang on. Why is my life like this? So apparently if I stand up, that's the color. Like that's the absolute, that is what it looks like. It is purple. And there is the cottage garden, except it goes like this. Purple. So anyway, I love it. I wish I would have had more time to work on it, but I did not. So I'm hoping to give that a little time in February because then it's going to go away. Because I have so many whips. Okay, the next thing I worked on while I was gone, this is a whip, not a new start. This is George Decorates for Martha. This is by Plum Street. Oh, now there's a glare. There we go. George Decorates for Martha. I am doing this on an 18 count. Hang on, there's a needle stuck in my bag here. There we go. I'm doing this on an 18 count Bestitch Me. I feel like it's honey, but I feel like I'm also wrong. And I just wrote that it's a Bestitch Me 18 count. So I'm using the called for colors, which are lovely. They're very primitive, as Plum Street is. But as I was working on this, I think we have talked about the fact that you really couldn't see Mount Vernon. And eventually I was like, well, I'm just going to have to rip it out. So I spent Thursday morning before my flight ripping out all of Mount Vernon except for the roof. And that took forever. So I'm going to do Mount Vernon in a DMC. I bought this at the store because I was going to work on this and then I didn't. It's just DMC Blanc B2500 or whatever it is. So that will be that. I did add a leaf and a half. That's what I worked on at the retreat. But I did work on it, and I mean, I ripped out a lot, that took probably an hour. So I did work on it, for good or ill. All right. But this is staying out. This is starting on Tuesday, this will be my focus piece. Then Sunday, I had not worked on frogworts at all. And I was like, I really need to work on this because I do want to finish this by July. So Sunday I woke up, we went to the stitchy room for a couple hours, Stacy, Michelle, and I before lunch. And then my flight home wasn't supposed to be until 9:40. We ended up leaving at 8:40. But I got it. I sat at a high top table by myself in the airport, charged my devices, watched Stacy and Michelle's Flosstubes. It was like I never left them. And I stitched for a couple hours. And I got like 1,000 stitches in on Frogwarts. But ironically, so funnily enough, I go to the airport. I have to go through security. So first, when I get to the airport, I sit there in like where where arrivals is, because Michelle got us Starbucks drinks, which were delicious. Blackberry Sage Refresher, highly recommend. Anyway, I sat there and stitched, but I didn't know that the heater was on behind me. I burned my hand. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go through security. So I dumped out my water bottle, went to the bathroom, whatever. I for once had no trouble going through security. I have TSA global entry. It's like I don't have to take my shoes off, but often my suitcase is so full that they have to like unpack it. And then on the way there, I forgot to take my smartwatch off and I set the machine off. So then I had to take my shoes off. It was a whole big thing. Anyway, go through TSA, no problems. Set myself up at this table. I'm plugging in my cell phone so I can charge it. And I'm looking around and I'm like, where is my tablet? And then within 10 seconds, if someone forgot a tablet at TSA, please come downstairs and claim it. And I was like, but the problem with airports is you have to drag everything with you. And the thing about, I had gone up an escalator after TSA, and the escalators in airports, because you can't go back to TSA, you can only go up or down. And I'm like, am I going to have to drag my suitcase down a flight of stairs? Luckily, they had an elevator for people who are in wheelchairs, and somebody happened to get off, and I just got right on. And they gave me my tablet. All I had to do was I was like, you can put the code in. And he's like, no, you can type it. And I was like, I'm an idiot. And then I was going to take my luggage back up the escalator. And he's like, ma'am, use the elevator. And I was like, yes, sir. But anyway, I got a lot of stitching done. I will say, I mean, I love the South. The people are nicer. The food is good. I don't like the humidity, but I like everything else. I love the people. And the Myrtle Beach TSA was so pleasant. Now, I also like Allentown's TSA. Scranton's, Philadelphia, Newark, JFK, awful. Allentown, they're very nice. They laugh a lot. And then Myrtle Beach was the nicest I've ever been to. And Louisville, Kentucky. I had a really good experience there. I'm sorry, this is so long. This is Frogwarts. That was a long story. This is Frogwarts, Black Needle Society. This is year 2. I am using a 32 count parchment. I'm using the DMC conversion, unless I happen to have the fancy floss. This is one of those that uses like, it's got a fancy floss for everything. Like Cherry Tomato has 10 stitches. Like if you bought Classic Colorworks Cherry Tomato. Sorry, I stopped and got a cough drop. The problem is I don't even notice that I'm coughing anymore. It's just part of who I am. Anyway, here's the floss from year 1 and 2. Ooh. It's been through the war, as you can see. Part of it is it's because they depressurize the plane, so everything, or whatever it is they do. Anyway, I decided to work on the snake. So I was up to, I think I had put an enemy, and I added the S, the, of the, and then all of this. I worked all the way to the end. So that's just over 1,000 stitches. Also discovered I didn't cut this straight. It's fine, I checked. This is enough. I probably won't be able to send this to Steph to make my drum. I'll probably have to do it myself, because when you only give yourself 1.5 inches, you can't really expect people to deal with your mistakes. It's fine. So anyway, this will be a focus in more of the second quarter of the year. Not me breaking my cross-stitching into quarters. What's in here? Speaking of stuff, she made me this bag. It says my name. Anyway, this is what I started with Michelle. I meant to pause that and I didn't. Anyway, this is Plum Street. This is the day. I'm using the DMC. And it's beautiful. I am using, except for I had a couple of the fancy flosses. I did pull them. So these are the colors. They're just a very muted pinks and oranges and blues. Not muted. They're kind of bright, actually, for me. For me, they're bright. Let's see if I can show you. Usually flosses aren't this ugly right at the beginning when you've only worked on it once, but took it on a plane. So yeah, I really love these colors. I saw the colors and I was like, well, that's for me. I'm using a 40 count. Hang on, I have it written down. I did floss cards this week. This is the day, Plum Street. Started at 2/7, so I started it Friday morning. The Wind Lies by Vicki Clayton is the fabric. It's like a yellowy, and it's 40 count. And that's what I have started. So I don't think I worked all the way over, but oh no, I did. I worked all the way over and then, sorry, itchy nose. I started a ram. There he is. So I love this. This obviously did not get that much. I mean, I usually stitch a lot at retreats, but this time I stitched less. I had so much fun. We spent a lot of time at the store, and then I made them go back on Sunday, or Saturday, I mean, to get stuff that I wanted. All right. In my hotel room Wednesday night, I started Heartstring Samplery Coffee Quaker. I've had this kitted since March of 2020. First I drink the coffee, then I do the things. This is on a 40 count R&R Stars Hollow using the called for flosses. There's not many of them. They're very coffee centric. One strand over 2. I got about 225 stitches, so I consider that a decent start for a single night, 40 count in a hotel. Beautiful. That's really the only time, I think, is that Ruby Slipper. It's really not used very much, just a pop of color early on. I don't have any big plans to work on this, but I'm glad to have finally started it. And this is in a, oh my goodness, Pretty Southern Valentine's bag. Oh, I think I only have one more whip. And then I have some haul to show you. Oh, this is for my Prairie Schooler Santa. I was like, I don't know where that floss is from. Flosstube knows. All right, so then there's the fabric. I was like, where's the fabric? So then I wanted another new start. So I went to the store and I purchased a pattern called Two Snowy Owls. I couldn't decide if I wanted this or not because I really, really liked the colors and I really, really liked the house. But I didn't know how they had it kitted, or they had it on display. But I didn't love those owls, which you really can't see. There they are. So this calls for Sulky. It's by the Artsy Housewife. I've never done it. I had never heard of her. Like, maybe in passing. And Michelle was like, I think you have to use the Sulky, otherwise it's just not going to work. So Michelle actually gave us these little containers. So I splurged and I purchased the called for Sulky. The only problem was by the time I got there on Friday, they were out of bright white. So I actually ordered bright white from Missouri Star or Fat Quarter. I had a $25 gift card for either Missouri Star or Fat Quarter Shop. And I ordered the bright white because on my fabric, the Sulky looks fantastic. Like, look at how nice that looks. And then that is the snowflake. And you can see it kind of, but not really. And it's really blown out there. But this fabric is, they had a trunk show. It is by Millennial, not Millennium Falcon, Millennial Fabrics. It's a 40 count Dove, and it was a fat quarter. I really like their fabric. It's just beautiful gray mottled. Nothing's showing up because of my terrible light. So anyway, I just worked on this for a couple hours. I didn't feel like moving my hoop was really what it came down to. So yeah, I got that snowflake in and I was like, nope, not gonna work. And that's when I stopped it. Came home, really didn't want to have to order the sulky. I pulled out my anchor white thinking maybe that would help, but I was like, you know what? Just order the sulky, then you'll have it and you can try it. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe that'll be your new white. All right, so those are my whips, but there's much more to show you. So from the freebie table, I picked up this lovely shade of blue, a little lighter than that. It's a blue Ada, which I needed because I'm always looking for blue. And then I picked up a piece of black. Stacy gave us some finishing fabric in a pink. Wow, my colors are terrible today. I'm not showing even half of what I was given because otherwise we're already here for 40 minutes and I know you're tired of me. When we got there, they gave us these beautiful bags that had the like logo from the retreat, and they're cooler bags, cooler backpacks. I gave mine away because there was no way I was going to get it on the plane with all the stuff I bought. But in them was a thing of thread refresher, a thing of floss drops, this was printed on a 3D printer with one of those like mascara wands. I don't actually know what these are for, but it's just one of those like, and this is a starfish on a 3D printer. And then also we got a needle minder, which I think, yeah, mine's right here. Also printed on a 3D printer. Very cute. Michelle, in her little kit, also made us little mug rugs, which I'm actually keeping in my retreat box here. And then she also gave us these little pink scissors. So I got pulled for leaving my watch on in TSA in Allentown. Had these in my pocket and they didn't come up in TSA on the way home. We also got this little pin that I'm going to turn into a needle minder, hopefully. And then they had a couple people selling at the venue. And I bought 2 things of floss drops. These lovely, like, light blue Victorian houses with a doohickey. And then this lovely Irish themed one. Love that. And then at the store, I bought several of this person's patterns. This is by Finally a Farm Girl. I love this. It's so cute. Can't wait to start that. And then I bought Dear Soldier. I really liked this too. And then I discovered that night that I could buy her patterns digitally, which means they can go into Pattern Keeper. So I was having regrets that I did not buy the Swedish sampler. So I bought this on Etsy. And it says, "Love me when I least deserve it because that's when I really need it." And it's a Swedish design. It's to celebrate the designer's Swedish heritage and the story of the Dahlia horse. And it also showcases the beautiful dyed flosses of Farmhouse Flossie and such. I picked up, the fancy flosses that it calls for from Weeks. which was brick, coal, and whiskey. I got this little bag to put them in. And then I also got the fabric to stitch it on. And this is a 18 count Ada. The dyer is Barefoot Needle Art, so the owners of the store, and the color is Wet Sand. There we go. That's it. I'm hoping to start that soon. So that's what I got in the store. And then my next couple new starts, that's not actually one of them because I came home and Michelle McGraw struck again. I know you're shocked. So Michelle sent me a picture of this, and I immediately needed it. This is Solomon's Temple Sampler 1849 by Victoria Harley. Look at that temple. Oh, I love it. And I love the birds. I'm not going to do the border. I don't know what fabric I'm going to do this on yet, but I really like it. I have to pull the floss. I'm going to pull today because I'd like to start it tomorrow. And then the other thing I'm going to start tomorrow is Heart and Hands, Love Who You Are. I have the fabric for this somewhere that Steph sent me. I don't remember where, but I do have to pull the floss, which I have not done yet. And then in all my spare time, Stacy in her video posted this. It's a freebie by, it's from Jo Florence. It's Jardin Romantique, and she will send it to you. It's just a single color, and I have this really pretty 32 count Color and Cotton pink. And I think I'm going to do like a red sampler on the pink for that, just for fun. I think after 46 minutes and me kind of rushing at the end, that is, oh, while I was gone, of course, my 2 new Vicky Clayton silk packs came in, so now I really have to start putting them away. And then I could show you guys a bunch more things, but you don't need to see it all. So, like I said, I had a wonderful time at this retreat. I can't wait to go back. I mean, it was just the best weekend ever. The hotel was nice. The food was good. The people were nice. The weather was great. Everything was wonderful. The plague that I got after, less wonderful. But anyway, I had a great time. Like I said, I would love to go back. So yeah, I have no complaints even about my sickness. My work has suffered. Oh, that's what I forgot to show you. So I don't use lights at retreat because I have good vision still, thank God. But the light over our table did not work. So the 40 count that I was using was suffering. It was hard. So somebody at a table next to us had this light that is very, very bright. And it cranks. Apparently, yeah, it goes up and down. And it goes all the way out like this and whatever. And it's magnetic. And it was from Harbor Freight. And I was like, we have to go. It's $20. Harbor Freight? Come on. Maybe it was 30. 20 or 30. I don't remember. So on our way to lunch the next day, our table went to Harbor Freight. And we all got one of these. But the problem was it's magnetic. But what were we going to hook it to? And Michelle, while we were standing in line, noticed these magnetic bowls that her husband gets her, and it's perfect. It sits in the bowl. You can put your orts in here or your garbage from your C's dark chocolate candies that someone brought from California, and then it just sat on the edge of this thing and I could really see. So that was and I figured also the real reason I got it was I figured I could use it on my couch downstairs because I don't have a light downstairs. So that was my big purchase. And so if you're at Harbor Freight, highly, highly recommend. That's all I got. Anyway, it was so good to see you all. I hope that you're well. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.